last team on that list is the Acclaimed.
We got them on the list. Shit, let's get on. Let's go ahead and get into that. Why not?
I'll be honest, it was the only segue I knew I could make the entire show.
Say, let's go ahead and get into that. So we are. So the beginning of this, I'll 100% the beginning of this. And then you'll probably know at some point where you popped in. So the rap in the beginning, one highlight from this was the caster said FTR is going to lose like Herschel Walker in reference to the Georgia runoffs, which thank goodness he lost. People, pay attention. Stop voting by name. Sorry, I'm not trying to get political. I mean, I just did, but my bad. Anyways, just pay attention when you voting, y'all. Please. But yeah, he says that FTR is gonna lose like Herschel Walker, and I love that because they always come with it. Will come with those current events. Gotta be great. So this match, though, the most serious I've ever seen Max Caster. He starts out like they start out the match with a lot of Acclaimed antics. Of course, like Caster is doing like basically a big wiggle in the middle of the ring for no reason. But it gets serious as it goes on, especially with Bowens. Like Bowens, you could tell he was up for having an FTR kind of match.
Oh,
that no bullshit, the back and forth, just the chop fest.
Yeah,
you saw the chop fest between him and Cash.
Was literally Dax,
sorry.
I mean, it could have happened with both of them, but the one I came in on was with Dax, and I think they either went one trade, or they did two and then traded. But either way, there was like 4 or 6 chops, and literally, I love Dax's strikes. They're always good. Bowens were right on bar.
Yeah. Bowens was like I said, Bowens was up for the FTR challenge today, because FTR is. I think it's safe to say that they're the most physical wrestlers. Like, it always looks like they've really got into a fight when they wrestle. And Bowens was all about it, and I loved that. So he got both of them for a good while with some solid offense, just kicking the shit out of both of them, literally kicking both of them quite a bit. Dude, I loved this match though. Just, it was so not Acclaimed.
And we talked about this because we talked about Bowens was definitely the wrestler, and like the Acclaimed heading into becoming champions, and since becoming champions, we've seen Max Caster do things we had not seen Max Caster do. Like, he was stepping it up in the ring, but we always knew Bowens was gonna be the guy that could go.
Yeah. Bowens can. I mean, but Caster is like, he looks like he really wants to be serious about being a champion here. I don't know how or why, but like in the last 6 months, Caster has gotten so good. Like, because when I first started watching AEW, Max Caster was just, I was like, I like his gimmick, but he sucks. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I thought he sucked when I saw him. I was like, the gimmick's cool, but he sucks.
He was very basic. It was basically, he was the road dog of the New Age Outlaws.
But now seeing Max Caster, I want to see Max Caster in the ring almost as much as I want to hear his raps.
It's just, out of those two, like, Bowens would be the one I would expect to hang with FTR.
Yeah, oh yeah, he did. He delivered in trying to hang with FTR. So you were there for most of this match. Um you take notice to who the crowd was behind it during this one?
Um, feel like it was kind of even. I heard FTRs in there that were pretty good, but I feel later it definitely became more towards the acclaimed.
Oh, yeah. So the match started off mostly acclaimed. In the middle, when the FTR was getting some good offense in, like when they catapulted Caster under the ring
Which
and
I was
did a
surprised
bunch
by.
of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, like when they were getting some good, like they were doing a decent amount of heel type stuff here. Like I think they knew they had to play heel in this because everyone loves the acclaimed, and it showed here because the crowd was more for the acclaimed than FTR. Like FTR, they got their love, but when it came down to it, the crowd wanted the acclaim to win
Yeah,
this match.
probably towards early mid. There was just a time where I definitely heard like they were doing trading chants for a minute in there,
Yeah,
and they were pretty good. Like they had a good crowd battle going with it. But after
yeah.
that, it kind
But
of
yeah,
went one
after
way.
that, yeah, like it started, like I said, it started off acclaimed and ended acclaimed.
Ooh,
In the middle, it was split.
we'll have to get to it, but I just don't want to forget. I feel like after the match, with all the stuff that happened after, there was a really good reaction then when they weren't facing the acclaimed, and it should be
Well,
noted.
yeah, we're gonna get to that because
I just didn't want to forget
I
the
was
crowd
not
part.
excited for Final Battle at all until a certain match was announced, and I was like, I think I need to see it.
There was like one or two matches on Final Battle that I was like, okay, I could enjoy that, but there
Mhm.
wasn't a single one.
There wasn't a must-see match
But there is now. We'll get to
until
that.
now. Yeah, and we'll get to that because I guess there's a little bit more to the match to say because FTR playing up the heel bit here. Like, do you see when Dax rolled up Max, or was it Max? I think it might have been Bowens that he rolled up, and he grabbed the trunks
Yeah, it was Bones because
during the
Caster
roll
was
up
full up
pin.
tights. It was
Yeah,
Trunks.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
Bones.
He grabbed Bowens' trunks. Yeah, during doing the roll up pin, and I was like, oh, they're like real, like the double team offense they were doing and stuff. Like they were really playing up the heel bit here, but
There's
as you saw, like even Keith Lee did a lot of heel moves against the acclaimed just because I think the crowd is just not going to be for you if you're facing the
I
acclaimed.
think you they're not necessarily fully healed, but there's a different demeanor. There's that like rebellious, extra physical kind
Yeah.
of fuck like sneering at the crowd, kind of like, oh, you're not on my side. Because
Hmm.
I did notice the trunk things, but I also noticed it wasn't egregious.
Right.
It's like he grabbed it to kind of hold as opposed to pulling it where the ass crack is showing practically, like a lot of times it's done.
Yeah. Like most of the times it's done. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting that because they've been 100% babyface
The big one
for
for
all of
me,
2022.
the big one for me, and I don't feel like it's worthy of a hit in the night because I only saw like a sixth of the show. Um,
Well, you still get one.
why? It was, you already mentioned it. I don't see catapults that often, like even under the ring ropes in wrestling anymore. But no, FTR flipped off the apron to expose like the metal that bar support bars that go underneath the edges of the ring. That's probably what, it's another foot and a half, maybe to 2 feet below the ring. And they did the catapult to max. I mean, they hit it well, so you didn't really see what happened, so you just kind of infer. But
Yeah.
to see
Yeah,
that move used
you
that
don't see
way,
that. Yeah. You never see that anymore. The catapult is I I feel like I've mentioned it to you before. It's not like I'm sad that people don't use it anymore. It's just odd that people don't really use that anymore because it used to be such a common spot in wrestling.
uh, the falling back thing and sending him into the turnbuckle.
Yeah. Yeah, like that one damn near every match. And I'm like, I've seen it maybe like 2 or 3 times
Ooh, you want to know
in
one big
all the
reason that
wrestling I've
that
watched in
fails
the
though?
last year. What?
That turnbuckle spot, it's harder to do when the wrestlers are so much shorter because they have to jump and it just looks so much faker.
True.
Versus
That's
back in the
true.
90s, it was a basic move for guys
Yeah.
who were like
It's
six foot
like, all right,
five.
6'7" on 6'7". Like it's two Billy Guns going at it. Got to catapult each other. Yeah. But yeah, it's a much less commonly used spot in wrestling now, so it's really cool when you see it. It used to be super annoying to me, but now it's cool when I see it just because it's not overused.
Just, I don't
Now
know if
let's
I've ever
stop
seen it under
overusing
the.
the super kick.
I just don't know if I've ever really seen it that often ever used underneath the ring. It was
Yeah,
usually like the
yeah, and
ropes.
never, yeah. You don't see it used that way either. Not at all. Uh, let's move on into this match here
Mm.
as we go through here. We talked about the roll up. Um, so FTR, they knock Caster out of the ring for a bit there, and then they're starting to get their big double team moves on Bowens. That spike pile driver they hit on him was, ugh. Just pile drivers in general just always give me a shudder just knowing how many injuries have happened from pile drivers.
It's instantly you're just trying to make sure you see movement.
Yeah, you're just instantly just like, please move your neck. Please move your head. Please move your head. Okay, cool. All right, continue. But yeah, it's always like that brief moment where you're just like, I just want to make sure his head moves.
Is it
And then I'll be
selling or
okay.
not?
Yeah. Like, let's see that. So, but that was pretty nasty. I was thinking that Caster was going to have to break the pin up on this, but he actually kicked out of that one.
Yeah, I was kind of split on that too. I was like, the FTR is gonna win.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, what? So they're going to win this match? And then he kicked out of that. Because that move was so good that it didn't look like a you should kick out of it kind of move.
And they had just taken Caster out, so it made zero sense for Caster to be back already to break it up. So I was, yeah.
So yeah, that was but the end that sets the tone for the end of the match. Because the last few minutes of this match is just near fall after near fall after near fall, and you're just like, who's gonna wait, like FTR? Because I came into this match being 100% certain the Acclaimed were coming out of this with the belt still, but a couple of moments in here had me say, oh shit, is FTR gonna have 4 belts?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like I'm right there with you. I'm never ruling out putting the belts on FTR in any given match.
Yeah.
But I definitely place a bet on the Acclaim tonight. But
yeah, I put all my money on the Acclaim tonight.
a couple times I wasn't so sure. I'm like, this makes no sense. Look at the clock. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was near fall after near fall. Caster rolls up Dax, or no, Caster rolls up Cash. Cash gets out of it. Cash hits a big clothesline. Caster barely kicks out of that. just, just everything. And then Caster gets another roll up at the end for the win.
I'm trying to remember. It was a counter to a counter, but they're standing up doing some kind of move. But I don't. Was he going for a power bomb? And then he went to bridge out of the power bomb or something. No.
I'm trying to remember. Because I don't remember the power bomb spot.
It was.
I don't know why I don't remember that.
It was by Cash. He landed pretty kind of higher towards the shoulders too. But I'm trying to remember because there was something that like they rolled through and then Caster just rolled through the roll through. Got the win. To talk about FTR playing up the heels, the way that they kept showing Cash reacting in the ring, I was like, are they gonna go back to old FTR right now? Are they just gonna beat the shit out of the Acclaimed after the match anyway?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, this whole time, I was like, is FTR going heel? It doesn't, like, they, like, yeah. If they're gonna be these, like, belt collector champion guy, like, tag team champions, it would make more sense for them to be heels if doing that.
I feel like right now.
But yeah, like now, do we want to do that?
The only thing that's on the horizon would make sense to kind of force them to be champions is Wrestle Kingdom in January. Is if they wanted to send the AEW tag team titles over there too. But that's it. And that doesn't make sense for what's going on right now necessarily.
Not at all.
Now, if they attacked them and went full heel, it makes sense for like a rematch down the line, playing into a story. But
yeah, there's so many things surrounding this right now. Like during the match, we had the Lethal team, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, Sanjay Dutt, Satnam Singh in the back, watching the match on screen. After the match, ass boys. The ass boys popped up on screen. And they're like, hey, FTR. Yeah, you thought we were going to interfere in the match. We didn't. But we got something for your asses, though. Written in blood. And they both pull out stockings. Like Christmas, they're like standing in front of a fireplace and all that. It's real Christmassy going on back there. It's cute. They got these stockings, and then out comes a note written in blood. FTR Briscoe's final battle.
But there was a stipulation that they wanted to attach to it. There's a
stipulation that they attached. They both go back to the stockings and pull out dog collars.
A double dog collar. Presumably Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match.
Yes. For final battle. But yeah, this is the Briscoes challenge for FTR. And you know FTR is going to accept.
Yeah.
That just made final battle fun.
Their faces in the ring was like Cash went from seeming pissed, like he was about to attack the Acclaimed, to all of a sudden just being like, what the fuck?